Okay, everyone, I think that I'm live now on Instagram. Hello, Instagram. And I think I'm also live on Facebook. Hello, Facebook. Woohoo. So I am Ayana, your transformation health coach. And let me try to turn a little bit so the light isn't like behind me, so you guys can see me a little bit better. There you go. Hopefully that's better. Now, I am so excited. I am your transformation health coach. Hello, hello. Welcome to this live video. I'm really excited because today I'm talking about exercise with you all, and specifically how I went from hating exercise to now loving it. So if you're like me at all and you have ever, kind of hated exercise a little bit, and I did for most of my life, spoiler alert, then this video is definitely for you. And before you get started, just a quick reminder of who I am. I am your transformation health coach. And what that means is I help people who are feeling stuck or who want to lose weight really transform the way that they look at food, the way that they look at exercise, and most importantly, the way that they look at themselves so that they can stick with their goals for life. So in this video, I'm really excited because March is a new month. It's Women's Month, but all here at Thrive and Be Whole, it is also Joyful Movement. You heard me correctly, Joyful Exercise Month. Woohoo! Woohoo! So that was a joyful movement. And I'm so excited with this that I decided to leave on my tennis shirt. And this is this is a shirt for my running group, Go Wow. And I also wore it today when I was doing tennis with the family. So it's very, very exciting. And I love movement so much now, but I really, really used to hate it. And I'm going to walk you guys through the story. But first, before we do that, if you are struggling with movement, I have a freebie this month that you are going to love. Okay, Instagram and Facebook. I'm looking at you guys separately here. Actually, let me make sure that Facebook is on and working. Okay, it seems like it's working. Great. So basically this freebie is the top things that we do to sabotage ourselves when it comes to exercise. Exercise can be hard. It can be challenging. It can be difficult. And so, but it is something that we definitely all need. And we're born onto this planet loving movement and craving it and loving to play and move our bodies. So getting back to it sometimes can be challenging, especially if you've been out of it for a long time. So the freebie that I'm telling you about today, you can check the link in the description for this video or on Instagram in my bio. Or if you're on YouTube, you can look in the description too. And that way you'll be able to help figure out what mental blocks are really preventing you from moving forward with exercise and what you can do about it to move forward. Okay, so check out that freebie. It's free. Enjoy. All right, so now let's dive into my story because I really have a hilarious story with exercise. It's really funny because I was just having conversations with a couple of my clients last week who were commending me for being so athletic and for like moving my body so much and for showing up on Instagram and social media and everything, posting pictures of me and my family moving. And what I said to them was, I was like, thank you. Of course, I received that compliment. And especially because it took a lot of work to get here. But it wasn't always this way. Like I was somebody who for the most of my life really hated exercise. And I also did a blog. Actually, I'm trying to, let me move my phone and computer up a little bit so you guys can see me a little bit better. Okay, there we go. So actually for most of my life, I really hated exercise. I think most of us, when we're born onto this planet, we come in as kids and we naturally love to move, right? And then for a lot of people, somewhere, maybe it's around like middle school, maybe a little earlier, maybe high school, maybe college, maybe after all that, who knows what it is. And maybe you're a full-on adult before you start to hate on exercise or before you start to have a bad time with it. Hi, thanks for watching. So with me, I was an active kid, like in elementary school and all of that. And then middle school came and I got really self-conscious about my body and I didn't want to show myself at gym class and I felt really out of shape. I hated running that damn mile, excuse my language, but I hated running the mile that they made us run in PE. I hated all the push-ups and all the other stuff that they were making us do. It just felt like not fun. And I started to view exercise as something, like there were always people in my class who loved it and who seemed to be really good at it. My husband is one of those people. And I used to feel like, I just don't get what is so great about this. It felt boring. It really made me feel bad about myself. And it really made me feel like I just was never going to be in shape. I wasn't a quote unquote natural athlete. How many of us can relate to that, I wonder? where we feel like we're not a natural athlete. Some people just got it. Some people just are, and some people aren't, right? And I was one of those people who felt that way. And I didn't realize at the time, but how limiting that was, right? When we start to view the world as like natural athletes, good athletes versus bad athletes, and people who are good at sports or good at exercise and people who just suck at it. And of course, as a kid, I didn't realize that, but getting older in hindsight. And so I've always had I had a love-hate relationship with exercise for a long time. When I was in high school, I actually really discovered that I liked going to a gym near my house. There was a 24-hour fitness that was kind of close to my house. And it was, really cheap. And I really liked the elliptical machine. I discovered that that was fun for me, and watching TV and exercising was like a novel concept for me at the time. I couldn't believe that you could actually exercise and watch TV. I thought that was kind of rebellious and exciting. And so I started to get into the elliptical, and for a while I was kind of getting more and more active. In college, I was in and out of activity. And what I really, if I'm going to keep it real with myself, there was a small percentage of time that I liked it. The majority of the time I was trying to, quote, look good, right? Like I wanted my body to look a certain way. I wanted to have that ideal body that we all think of as beautiful, that we've been told for so long has to look a certain type of way. And so it wasn't coming from a real place. And so surprisingly, it didn't last. Surprisingly, just wanting a better body is not enough motivation to get you up, early in the morning exercising, or exercising after you're tired and have had a long day. And so I had an off and on relationship with exercise until finally I went into health coaching school to become a health coach. And, again, sometimes I was on with it, sometimes I was off, depending on how much stress life threw at me, depending on how fun or not fun. And really it was because my mindset was stuck on like looking a certain type of way. If I exercised, it was because I was motivated to look good for something special that was coming up. Somebody's wedding, right? Some big thing, maybe a date, maybe I wanted to start dating. It was all of those external things. Until finally, when I went to health coaching school and I started to learn more about the psychology underneath all of our behaviors. This is where I fell in love with like coaching and just getting deep and peeling back the onion layers. And I started to realize that part of what was holding me up was that I felt uncomfortable in my own skin. I was motivated by kind of some of the wrong things. There's nothing wrong with wanting to feel as attractive as possible, right? That's a normal human inclination. But when that's your sole motivation, it can be extremely hard to stay connected to that. And also, it's not really it's really a reason that comes from a lack. You feeling like you have a lack in yourself, you not loving yourself enough, you not feeling like you are worthy, right? And when we don't love ourselves, when we don't have compassion or forgiveness for ourselves, we kind of will talk ourselves out of goals that we may want to accomplish. We'll talk ourselves out of activities that we feel like are good for us because we don't feel worthy. And that's what really happened with me. And so with exercise, because I had those self-imposed limits from earlier in life about what I could do, about how athletic or not athletic I was, because I had my trauma from PE life and running that damn mile, I really felt like it was just something that was out of the realm of possibility for me, that it wasn't really my thing and it was meant for other people. And so going through the process of really growing my self-love and more importantly, my self-compassion, really accepting myself where I was right now in this moment, even if I wasn't in the best shape, accepting who I was right in this moment, even if my body was heavier than I wanted it to be. When I was able to work on those powerful tools, it was incredible that I was able to then be so much more compassionate to myself when it came to exercise. So eventually, getting trained as a coach and going through health coaching myself is really what allowed me to just relax and be where I was. And what was incredible is that, when I gave birth to my now, well, she's getting ready to be 4 at the end of this month, Prism, I was going through health coaching school while I was pregnant with her. And I made it, and I was like 50 pounds overweight. But I made a goal to myself. Number one, I told myself that I was going to love myself and my body, no matter how uncomfortable I was, no matter how I looked, no matter how much heavier I was in that moment. I was going to work on loving myself and accepting myself where I was. And I also made a pledge to myself that the second I was able to move properly, I was going to get moving. And even if it was very little and light movements, that's where I was going to start. And I wasn't going to judge myself. I had worked so much on my self-love during that process that I was able to be forgiving. And I was able to celebrate every small win that I was able to come up with. So it was just incredible. I remember, all I was able to do in the first few days of getting healthy again were just do some light stretches. And I mean, I'm not someone who's been overly flexible in my life. So light stretching and walking a couple of blocks. And I was just like, and every time I was able to do that, I was like, wow, I'm proud of myself that I did that. It may be behind where I've been before, where I was able to get to before, but I'm proud that I was able to even do that. I'm proud that I was able to even like take that risk and make that level of movement to myself when I could just do what I used to do, which was nothing. So celebrating all of my progress, celebrating all of my wins, counting all of my wins, even tracking them was so helpful and amazing. And then over time, my strength grew. In a week or so, I started to be like, oh, I feel a little bit stronger than I did last week. Maybe I can walk a little farther today. Maybe I can do a little bit more stretching than I did before. And it was just incredible. And so I went from somebody who didn't like exercise at all. Well, first, hold on. When I was a kid and uncorrupted by our society, as so many of us are, I loved it. And then when I got self-conscious about myself in middle school and self-conscious about my abilities, then I started to judge myself and hated it because I felt like it was exposing all of my flaws and weaknesses all the time. And then finally, when I was able to just work on my mindset while getting healthy and just embrace where I was able to work my way up from from postnatal yoga and very, very light stretching, super light walking a couple blocks to now I can run 6 miles comfortably. And I wear this shirt with pride because these are, this is an Oakland half marathon that I did. This is a marathon relay. I've done a couple of half marathons. It doesn't have to be that is, if that's not the journey for you, if you don't want to be a runner, that's okay too. But all movement deserves to be celebrated, and you can and will get stronger if you give yourself permission to start. If you give yourself, the self-acceptance and the self-love that you need to be able to make mistakes. Not every workout was perfect. I wasn't always on a up trajectory like that. Sometimes it felt like I was moving up a little bit and then down, up a little bit and then down. Like right now, I'm running a little bit slower than I'm not at my fastest time that I ever was. I used to be faster a couple of years ago. That's okay. I'm still out there and moving. And the most important thing I learned to do was to move for the fun of it, to embrace movement as this gift that I get to give my body, the gift of energy, the gift of more peace, more mental health, more happiness, being in the flow. I actually discovered that I really secretly like exercise. And here's the thing about all human beings. I think we all do. I think we're all pre-programmed to like movement. If you go back to your childhood, you were probably moving a lot more and way more active than you were, because my kids definitely are, and so was I. And we can get back to that. So, it doesn't have to look like what it did when you were a kid. You can find what works for you now, find joy in it. And right now I get meditation out of it. Today when we did tennis, I was in the flow, like 2.5 hours, 3 hours rolled by. And I was like, wait, what time is it even? I don't even know what time it is. It was amazing what that did for our morale as a family, especially during these pandemic times. And so just, really giving yourself the gift of that happiness, that joy, that growth, and feeling empowered and amazing in your skin. Exercise also helps you to grow your confidence too. So it's a powerful gift that as you watch your skills grow, you will feel way more empowered and more amazing, and feel more empowered to do to try even other things in your own life. Like, me getting healthy and in my body is what empowered me to actually take the step in my business and actually go for my business, because I felt empowered everywhere. So I lost 50 pounds, was able to keep it off. It wasn't always easy, but when I gave myself permission to just be where I was, to forgive myself and love myself through the process, I was able to go from point A to point B, C, D, and just keep going down this journey. All right. So just taking it one time, celebrate yourself for the victories. And if you are having some struggles with this, that's okay. I did too. You have plenty of tools. And this month's freebie, again, if you're on Instagram, hi Instagram, you can just click the link in my bio to find access to this month's Freebie, it's all about all of those mindset blocks that we put on ourselves that that sabotage our fitness goals. And if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you are so welcome to check the description of this video. That link will also lead you there as well. There's a powerful video and a resource that's going to help you reflect and move forward. Okay. And if you know you need a little bit more help than that, sign up for a free breakthrough session with me, because, you know, right now I have a group coaching class going, but if you don't know if coaching is right for you right now, that's okay too. You don't have to sign up for anything. Get a free call with me. We will figure out what what your big dream for your health is, and also what it is that really is blocking you and getting in the way. That's a free call to connect with me. And again, you can click on the link in the description or in my bio and learn more about how to schedule that with me. Okay, I would love, love, love to support you. And if I can do it, I told you I had a lifelong hate relationship with exercise. And if I can overcome that, we all can. All right, guys. So with that said, I hope you guys are all having a wonderful, wonderful day. What movement will you do for yourself today or this week even? All right. Bye, everyone. Take care. Bye, Instagram. And bye, Facebook. See you later. Bye, YouTube.